Recording in progress. Welcome today through these insights from your guides and mine as we come together to talk about what your story is. We all know people that are defined totally by their story, about how they have been hurt, how they have been betrayed, how they are not looked at, respected. And we all do it to a greater or larger extent. And our guides are asking us, both your guides and my guides, as we work together with this, to be aware of what the story is. Because whatever your story is, it will change whatever, or not change, but it will reflect back in your life. So if you are angry and frightened, you will continuously see and hear things that anger and frighten you. And as we've spoken before about that pebble that you drop into the ocean and the water and the ripples, and being aware of the energy that you're holding and how it moves out to find another energy it resonates to bring back. And your story, my story, the stories we all carry about how difficult things are, they are doing that for us. So our guides are saying, really, we need to look at what it is we are doing. What is this energy we're sending out? And as we send this energy out of despair, of something has happened to us, and therefore we are like that. We have a difficult relationship, and so it's out of our hands, things are hard. And what if we were, let's say, take a relationship? See the relationship that is so difficult for you. And what if the story, your story, my story wasn't? Look how hard it is. Look how much I'm struggling. Look how I am almost sacrificing myself to this. And again, I'm looking for attention and for validation in knowing and understanding how hard my journey is. But what if we change the story? What if we suddenly realize that as spiritual beings, as children of Great Spirit, with all our guides there to help us understand these messages from Great Spirit, what if we changed our story to, I am so proud that I'm strong enough to do this, that it appears to be difficult on the outside, and it has been hard, but again, has been is our story. But what about this relationship actually inspires me to be strong, to be happy, to find my way, to find who I am. And I'm so excited about finding who I really am in this. And it's not anymore that I need to look for somebody else to feel sorry for me for what I'm going through, but look for others to rejoice in. I'm excited that I have all the tools I need. I can rise to this challenge because I know through this challenge, it opens so many doors for me of such wonderful things. And if we take each and every one of our stories, let's look at something that happened in our childhood, where we feel that we don't like to use the word victim, but we kind of feel that because of something that happened, it has made us who we are today. And that therefore, because of who we are justified in continuing to stay in that space. And what if we look at ourselves with love? What if we don't despair? What if we say, wow, everything I experienced has brought me to the strength and the joy that I have now. And with that I have now, that courage, that ability to be excited about being in life and not looking for an out, in accepting this is happening in my day to day, but as a result of everything I've ever experienced, I am really quite excited to see how this one turns out, how I managed to create a new vision through what happens today, through my connection with my guides that help me understand the messages from Great Spirit, so that I don't feel I'm putting my fingers into a light socket and electrocuting myself because it's all too much and all too overpowering. Wow, I have this. I have this group, and they're constantly nudging, helping, guiding me. And would I have ever stopped to think about how much my guides are helping me if I hadn't had what we call difficult circumstances? If I hadn't had that experience in my childhood where I had to draw on every strength I had, would I have the courage and the strength that I have today? And maybe if we keep changing our story, if we keep reinventing how we tell our story, we start to speak a completely different language. And in speaking a completely different language, we find our courage. We're able to have the bigger picture, look from afar, not get caught up in the little nitty gritty, not get caught up in what you feel might be happening in the world, that you feel might affect you in some way. What about you have the courage to see this through? What about you chose to be here now? And it's going to draw probably on every single gift and skill that you have, but you have the gifts and skills. And you can keep opening those doors. And you can keep seeing the joy. And you can keep rewriting your story. So as we think about how we rephrase each of the things that we say, how we rephrase each of those things that we think. And when we find ourselves feeling not enough, if we change that, thinking, I have everything I need in this moment. I have everything. I am breathing. I am here. And there's nothing I cannot create if I want to. Remembering that we're constantly creating by holding onto our story, our old story, because we are constantly creating that those things that resonate with that old story come into our vision, into our lives. So let's try. Let's start new stories. Let's be excited, whatever it is, with what nature has to offer you. Friends, just being alive, taking a breath on this day. Your guides are with you. They're holding you, supporting you, loving you, reminding you always that you're a child of Great Spirit and that everything as it is in this moment is completely perfect for exactly where you need to be, and that everything, every thought is a new door opening. So let's look at what story we would like to write about our lives. If you find you'd like some help in writing your story, please do feel free to contact me about any of my work, and together we can find and look for what it is that will best define you.